Guys, gonna get in today on this particular tutorial. We are building another suave and swanky house. Haven't seen the thumbnail? That is pretty much what we're going to be building. So let's crack on with what you're going to need. You're going to need another block of quartz, a nice white block. You can even use wool on this. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to go for a slider lighter wood. It's going to be the oak wood. I'm going to go for some trapdoors for some detailing, glass for some windows, some wooden stairs for roofing. Also going to go just in case if we need it. Probably not. I doubt it. We're going to need this. We're going for a wooden slab. You're going to need as well some stone brick stairs, quite a few of these, and you're going to need a lot of stone bricks. Remember guys, it's going to be altered and changed at any time. It is entirely up to you. So what we're going to be starting with, you're probably thinking, well, we start with a pattern something like this. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 along, obviously 5 being in the middle, 4 being in the middle, we cannot count, 4 being in the middle, and then 2 struts either side. Now these struts need to be 4 high in total to sit something like this, and you want approximately about 5. You can go as long as you like on these, but I'm going to go for 5. I'm just going to keep it pretty swanky and suave and simple. So yeah, all the way along, so 2, 4, 6, the 6th one being the 4 high, all included, or you just want to put another 3 on top of the 6th block. Again, 4, 5 all the way up, and etc, etc, etc. So once you've done all of that, you're probably thinking, well, what the hell do I do next? Well, you switch to your stairs and you build patterns that are like this. Best bet is to work underneath, like so, if you can get them. If you can get them, yeah, there we go. Jesus, that took a long time. And then after that, you want to put a stone brick on either these upside down stairs and repeat the process until they connect. Something like this one here. So obviously this one's going to connect one like so, and that's pretty much it. After you've done that, you want to grab your stone brick and you just want to build it up till it's a level that's something that looks like that. Now these levels here, obviously this is being flat. You can actually build on these with normal bricks. If you want to put an extra layer on top, that is fine. I wouldn't suggest it though. So yeah, we're going to obviously do all of these exactly the same. If you've lost your point as well, just mimic the other side. Just have a look under. So this one obviously is going to start from here, if we can get it, as you can see there, and just carry it all the way over like so. If you get stuck at the beginning, all you need to do, you can pretty much just cheat and just sort of do something like this, and that will obviously give you a clear indication of where you're going. But if you're pretty comfortable and you're pretty skilled at what you're doing, then just carry on, crack on, and yeah, they should all connect. Once they've all connected, I'll show you what they look like when they're all done. Pretty much that's what they look like when they're all done. As you can see, there's pretty a lumpy effect, and obviously with the missing bits here, all you need to do is throw in a couple of stone bricks to make it all level, and then it's pretty much the front facing. No, you don't have to do this on the back. This is purely cosmetically for the front. You can do it. I probably wouldn't do it. But again, it's entirely up to you. So again, 5 high on these, 3, 4, 5, obviously using your lighter colour here. Best bet is to obviously work this out, is just run a sort of whatever particular colour you're using. You know, this can be anything, it doesn't have to be wood, but obviously if you're following the tutorial, then it is obviously going to be wood. Once you get your main structure, you can go as high as you like on this. If you're not comfortable on where your blocks are going just yet, like I am, I'm just going to do that just for a clear indication. It's not going to be that tall, but I'm just saying it's going to be a clear indication. So you want to come 4 along in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, and obviously corresponding with the same strut again, you can come up. So that'll be 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, and this is going to be 5, I think, in total. And what pattern we are going for basically is 1 layer of white on top of the oak here, and after that you want to make a 4 block, which is like that, of your window, and then after that is run a white all the way along. After you've done that, this one's level actually, just grab a wood or your wood again and just come along the top and conceal it. So something we pretty much want to be going for that. As you can tell, it's quite high in comparison to the bottom. This is because the roofing is actually going to be attached onto this block up here. You won't see this block at all, it will just be attached and it will be all ready to go. So after you've done that, it's pretty simple. All you need to do, it's basically the same pattern as the other one over there. If you haven't seen that, obviously go and check out the playlist. It's pretty much just like this. You know, it's nothing too fancy. There's no flowers on this one. It's literally just sort of a board, and that's pretty much it. And you want to do that for the rest of them. So obviously copy this exact same pattern. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously the strut here, as you can tell. So the 5th one is obviously going to come up here. Once you've done 1, it's pretty damn easy, because once you've done 1, you can actually just start connecting the 2, like so. again, simple, easy. You know, if you want the same pattern corresponding the whole way along, then that's cool. You know, it doesn't really matter, to be totally fair. You're not going to see this block at all. So, you know, whatever you guys want to do, you know, that's fine. You're not going to see that top block, so that top block could actually be anything that you damn please. So let's come along 4 again. Obviously that 5th one corresponding to the strut needs to come all the way along. Connect it, like so. Same thing again, the end one here is obviously going to be the last one. This is going to come across and connect. Switch back to our white. Let's fill in our whites right now. Obviously 2 here. Let's do our glass first, make a 4 block. 4 block. 4 block. Our whites all the way around. Well, you can use this with wool, it's entirely up to you. Wool's probably a less sort of denser colour, a lot more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I only use quartz because I just think it's a clean colour, a clean clean block for this particular build, so that's why I've gone for this. As I say, you could probably go for iron, or, you know, again, probably just go stick with the wool, to be totally fair. It's probably the safest bet. And as well, guys, you can change this at any time. You know, if you want to go darker on the wood, that's entirely cool. But remember, you need to go lighter on the roofing, just in general. So that's pretty much the front done there. Any suggestions I can do here now, guys, is obviously we're going to sort of make this into a box. The suggestions that I would recommend here is before you start making a box, I'd come a few out before you start making the box. So probably to about 4 or 5 out. I've gone obviously 4 out corresponding towards the line. And then make your box at the back of this particular build here. So for instance, I'd then build my sort of box here. So I'd obviously build it in corresponding to this. So I'd build my box along here like so. And the purpose of this is because it just feels a lot more, you've got a lot more room, it feels a lot more sort of open plan. It obviously will give it a lot more space as well to the eye and to generally just the build. So as you can tell, if we come have a little look sort of this side, as you can tell, that looks sort of, close your right eye, look to your left one, as you can tell, sort of gone in through there. So I'd recommend doing that, and that's what we're going to be doing on this build. Obviously with shader mods as well, it does look pretty fucking sick because obviously the light comes through a different side and obviously gives it that sort of darker shade and all the rest of that funky jazz. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make my little box. It's not going to be sort of anything in particular. The box is obviously going to start from here, and it's probably going to come to back to the furthest point of this particular build. You can go however big you want on this. I've seen people actually take this front end and go all the way along and make a freaking huge one of these. No idea why. It's kind of like a small little cottage house, but you know, each of their own, and you know, it's up to them what you want to do. Another point to pick out as well, once you're doing this, again, you can copy this exact same pattern along. I would suggest doing that. It would look a little bit funky if you didn't. Pattern I mean is basically go from stone to stone and wood to wood. I wouldn't go stone on wood. So for instance, I wouldn't take sort of this stone all the way up through this particular bit. Otherwise, the front facing would look like literally someone stuck a sticker on the front and not carried on through the thing around the back. So tip for the sides as well, you can do the exact same thing on the other sides or the sides. I'm actually going to just do my own sort of thing, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done on the sides, and I'll explain what I have done throughout. Guys, my box is pretty much done, as you can tell, sort of 2 sections here, and I'll explain what I've done in a minute. As you can tell, this sort of back roofing itself adds a little bit more detail to the actual build itself, which is really quite nice. And I thought about it as well, that the level of these windows are quite high for the actual build. Now if I left it this flat, that's a great view, but if I take out 1 extra, that's an even better view. I wanted to actually just make a flat sort of bit here, and then when I've done that, I will actually conceal it or overlay it with all this wood. So as you can tell here, this outer section, as I said before, wood on wood, needs to come all the way along, which it will, but prior to that, the actual top bit as well is going to be a sort of wood as well. Now you don't have to have the wood that's corresponding to the actual edges of the build. You could go for a plank, or you could go for something else just to give it that little bit of raise, and so on and so forth. And the reason why I added also as well this particular other bit, it's not purely because of the detail on the outside, it's for the fact as well I could overlay it then with a sort of a texture that I actually wanted on top in the actual building itself. Now these builds I try and do aren't just sort of shells that you can add. They are pretty much fully fledged houses. You know, I try and do all the intricate stuff on the outside as much as they do on the inside, so it's not just a case of just give you something that looks pretty, something that you can actually use, and it's actually something productive that's actually fully fledged as a house instead of just sort of a shell that just looks shit inside. Now I could actually just leave this. I'm not going to. I'm actually, you know, every one of my tutorials I try and actually give you options to do, and near enough at the end I actually show you what I've done, and I explain what I've done as well and other things that you could do and change and everything else. So I give you options as much as I do, as I try and do it as much as I can. So yeah, you know, it's not just sort of a riff-raff, and it's not just sort of shit in general. So once you've done that, you're probably thinking, well, I'm stuck in my block. Like, this is it. Like, you know, it's not very good. Like, come on now. What you can do is you can just make a little hole here. Obviously, you can sort of merge out. It's entirely up to you. But you need to find out where you want your doors, ladies and gentlemen. Really quite simple and easy. You know, for me, I'm not going to have too many doors. I'm going to obviously find the center one here. So obviously we've got 5 here in total. This is the center one. So from here, I'm going to have a 4-door, like so. That's pretty much it. I don't know what a 4-door is. I'll show you in a minute. So as you can tell, through there, not too bad. It's probably a little bit more on this side than it is on that side. This is going to be so awkward, so picky. Probably might need to go for a 3-door. Don't want to. I want to go for a 4. It's going to have to be a 4 or a 2-door, one of them. Or we could just go for 2 doors inside, or no doors at all. It's entirely up to you. Very, 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 very confusing. I'm going to go for here. I'm going to make a 2-door here, and then obviously a 2-door on this side as well. And as I say, guys, if it's larger and it's bigger, you can have the doors pretty much wherever you want. And it's a lot more easier if this build is slightly larger as well. So it's just obviously finding out where the blocks go. I think we're going to choose that as well. So obviously you've made your doors here and everything else. Obviously we've gotten down to a sunk to another level, back to the same point as well with an undercove, or this particular bit here. You can actually layer something on sort of the stone, which we've done, which is the wood. Or actually you can layer something on here as well, which is going to be some more wood as well. So what I'm going to do, is I'm not going to show it all on camera, is I'm going to do all these woods facing up, like so, as a flooring system for this particular build. And then once we've done that, I'm going to go up to the top here and just make a level that comes all the way along. So this level, like so, is going to come all the way over on this side as well. Now if you're struggling, like I've just thought about it as well, to actually make a level that does that, then feel free just to stone all of this over. It doesn't really matter at this current point. It will do if you're in survival. You can actually leave this, but if you're in creative and you're just building a funky little house, you can remove this afterwards. For me, I'm just probably going to leave it in, to be honest. Why the hell not? It's nice to have sort of inside that sort of dark feel, which obviously we have in the walls and obviously the tops as well. Great for something like a little memorial center or something, but if you want to take this out and change it for something else, again, it's entirely up to you. So what I'm going to do is flatten this all off. Obviously going to make this all the same height with our oak wood, and the same corresponding to this one as well. I'm going to throw in some darker shade doors on this side as well, and then once we've done that, I'll show you what it looks like. As you can tell, guys, I've pretty much done what I just said I was going to do. Obviously I haven't done the doors just yet, but we'll have a little look inside. Remember, guys, if you're doing this on survival, make sure that there is a lot of light, purely because you're going to get a lot of creepers if you don't put windows in. Not going to lie, you're going to get a lot of creepers. So I'm just going to whack some glass in here, and I'll show you what we've done on either side of that. You don't have to have those windows in there. You can have pretty much sectioned off. Let's grab some doors as well. Let's grab some doors right now. Obviously going for the darker shade. Might go for these ones. Let's have a little look. Oh yeah, let's go for those. I like the look of those. So let's put them there like so. Zoom back, as you can tell, a little bit of the texture inside, like I said. Top bit here, I'm actually going to mimic this side on the exact same side as well, purely because when you come up to this building there's going to be a lot of light as well. There is another floor. Obviously if you want to take this one out, you need to take the second block out to make a stair set. I won't be doing that in this video, but I will be doing it, so don't worry too much about that. I just want to give you the principles of that. Again, another option. So I'm just going to build this side here, and then on this side I'm probably just going to put probably 2 larger windows in the middle. Now I'm not sure where the middle is, but obviously it's going to be this height the whole way around. So let's get that going just a little bit like that, and yeah, obviously you're going to fill this in. So once it's done that, Then don't fill in the roof. I'm just going to do the side panels, and then after we've done the side panels, I'll pretty much show you what we're going to be doing next. So yeah, let's cut to that section right now. So there we have it, guys. There is that top half done, and obviously the sides are mimicked on the exact same side as well. Obviously gone for a miss 2 or 1, because it's obviously that one is the front half. 4 block of glass, miss 2, and then it's just 4 1 4 1 4 1 4 1, and that's the same thing on the other side as well. Please make sure it is symmetrical. I don't know why it just annoys me if it's not symmetrical. A little bit weird, but oh well. So let's crack on with the roofing. Now, a little bit the same as this roof over here. I'm gonna have a trim on this one. As I said prior to probably the first half of this video, I'm not actually gonna have a what do you call it? We're not actually going to see this block underneath, so it didn't matter what way you actually faced it entirely at all. All I'm going to say is on this build as well, that you can have different colors running through this. I actually am, so what I'm going to do is going to do this all in wood, and then after I've done that, I'm going to show you what I mean by different colors. So I'm just going to do that all the whole way around. Obviously with this layer bit here, you just need to come all the way around. Obviously they need to be upside down. But I'll show you what I mean when I come back up to this bit here. Obviously this bit is going to be coming up through here. That real quick. And obviously as well, if you get stuck on this, make sure to put a temporary block, and then remove that temporary block after you place your stairs, and just follow it all the way around until it connects. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Once you've done that, I'll show you what it looks like. So unfortunately guys, I did actually lose the video file for this, but this is what it actually turned out to be like. If you did enjoy, make sure to give me a like and a comment. Until next time guys, Kelly Kev here, and Kelly Kev out.